Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm your host, Jamie, and I'm so glad you're here. I'm so happy you're alive. It's supposed to be the other way around, but same thing, same difference. We are going to get into the episode today, and this episode is themed around worst best friends of all time, pretty much. Okay? So get ready, buckle up, get your drinks. Let's go. Let me know what you're drinking in the comments as well. But the first title of the first story is My 25 male fiance, 24 females best friend sent me proof of her cheating at her bachelorette party. First of all, sorry for mistakes. I'm writing in state between exhaustion and being completely drunk. So, yeah, pretty common story. Met her 5 years ago at uni, fell deeply in love, and thought that she was the love of my life. 5 years of relationship, she decided to crush LMAO. I want to break my skull right now. We were not a perfect couple, but damn, we were close. Her family liked me, and while I don't really have one, I felt so welcomed in theirs. We had projects. The first one was me buying this big, now garbage of a house near the sea, building a family on my own. I proposed to her earlier this year, and I couldn't think of a better night than this one. Why the F she had to throw everything away like that? Yesterday morning, I woke up with a big headache from my little party with the boys, and what a surprise when I saw that my fiance's best friend sent me not one, but 5 effing videos. How naive I was thinking, oh, cool, they had fun. Must be some fun or embarrassing moments, lol. To summarize the 5 videos, her kissing at least 3 other guys, making out really passionately with one, I mean, really passionately, licking champagne off of his body, and finally, her being lifted up into a room and a lot of noises from behind the door. My friends are still with me, as dumbfounded as I am. I guess she slept most of yesterday because I had the first text last night and a shit ton of them plus calls since this morning. I only asked her yesterday to tell me the truth and she played like nothing happened. I just can't. I swear to God, it's crushing my mind. She's just begging to begging for me to text her back, pick up the phone, saying it's not what I think. How cliche, right? Even her best friend is trying and told me we need to talk. I picked up just once, told her I know for the guy, and bam, blank silence. Wait, sorry. I have no idea what he means by that. And then she started sobbing and crying, telling me to meet, to talk, and explain because it's not what it looks like before I hung up and turned off my phone. Even asking me who was the bitch that sent me the videos. Guys, I really thought I could have had my own family. It was hard growing in foster care. I guess I only have my bros and my job left. I guess I need some outside advice. Maybe it really wasn't what it looked like, but how to believe that bullshit? Edit, friends typing. OP is kind of a mess right now, but all your comments are really cheering him up. We'll keep answering until he feels like sleeping. Thanks everyone again. Didn't expect this to blow up that fast. Not, don't, what? Him at the end saying, maybe it really was just not what it seemed. No, it was. You saw the videos for yourself, hun. Don't, don't gaslight yourself into thinking that that is not real. Like, that's actually so crazy. Please. Just, I mean, I understand that it's very hurtful, but just let her go live her life because clearly she needs to. Like, I'll just never understand why people use the bachelorette or the bachelor party to like get stuff out of their system. Like, how about you do that before you get into a committed relationship and then decide that you want to get married to this person? Like, please. Anyways, we are going to read the update because there is one. My 25 male fiance, 24 females best friend sent me proof of her cheating at her bachelorette party. Update. The wake up was hard, but I want to first thank all the kind messages and advice that I got. For the people who insulted my fiance, please don't do that, even though I understand how you feel. For now, I just need to get back home, so I texted her that she had until this afternoon to pack some stuff and leave to her parents' place, and of course, not with the car that I bought for her. She called me and begged for a chance to explain. So there was crying, guilt trip that I'm not believing her over someone I don't really know, telling me nothing happened in the room and that the kissing was all she did. At this point, I was at my breaking point, but I held tears back and asked her to tell me all the truth or I'd just disappear from her life. So, more crying until she confessed that all she did was oral sex on her and on him. Detailed, but nothing more happened because she stopped. She swore that's all she did, but how can I be sure? I never saw her that panicked over something. She even proposed something like a free pass for me to cheat on her or with anyone I'd like. WTF. I can't even describe how sick and disgusted I felt while hearing all of this. I hung up because, well, what is there more to say? Through all the messages and calls from her friends and family, it was mostly messages telling me to pick up and talk with my fiance. Like a lot advised, like a lot of advice told me. I told a friend of mine to download the videos on his phone. Like, sorry, this is like really poorly written, so I'm trying to get through it as best as I can. Like a lot advised me. I told a friend of mine to download the videos and stuff on his phone and computer because I can't stand to have this on mine. I also picked up when her boyfriend called me and basically she explained that another girl invited her brother who was a stripper and his friends. That's why I already saw his face somewhere. She then took a solid 20 minutes telling me she betrayed my fiance because how much she didn't deserve me, how I was too good, handsome, attractive, and wealthy for her. I asked her if my fiance ever did something like that before, but she told me no. I asked her if drugs could have been used, and she told me no, too, because she was still going after the cheating. She then offered to come to my place in order to support me, but I kindly declined. I need to be alone right now. The wedding has been canceled, but I didn't tell them the reason to the parents yet, and I turned off my phone all week. I took a break from work, and my days right now mostly consist of going to bars and get so drunk I pass out. At least we had good laughs with the boys, even if I can hardly remember the last parts, thanks again. Never thought that this would blow up that fast. I'm kind of an introverted person. I met my current friends, I only have 4, but can't thank them enough, through my fiance. She was the popular type in uni while all I did was study and play basketball. She was my first relationship, my first time, my first everything. Throwing out 5 years just like that. She keeps on texting me to meet and talk about this like an adult, sending me what she ate like nothing happened, and then trying to talk about our dreams together. That's so effed up, but fortunately, there's a nice old and expensive bottle of whiskey waiting for me. Edit. For all the people telling me to get with her best friend, it's not my priority right now. Fiance contacted me again and offered me to monitor all of her accounts, not drinking or going out without me, etc. I'm not an effing jail guard. It will be my last update on this. I won't post anymore, and mostly, I'll delete this account later. Edit 2. The story hit TikTok. Thanks for telling me. And my stepfamily saw it through the younger brother. I won't update anymore, but thanks, everyone. The fact that she's like, all I did was oral. That's all. And all that was kissing. Are you kidding? One video of them kissing and I'd be done. Like, unless it were discussed, yeah, you can go kiss someone on The Bachelor or Bachelorette, which I'm sure some people are fine with, but not me. You're not kissing anyone. No. No, ma'am. No, thank you. I just think it's crazy that, I mean, okay, first of all, I'm sure this girl has major anxiety after all of this happening because I'm sure, hopefully, not saying this is an excuse or anything, but hopefully she is just like, was extremely drunk and that's why she did all of that. Obviously, that doesn't make it right, but like, imagine waking up the next day, realizing that's what happened, and you're like, I just fucked my entire life up over a stupid drunk night making out with all these guys that literally don't matter. I mean, obviously, there's nothing really you can do about it now. Like, you fucked up. And after that, I would probably stop drinking for the rest of my life because I'd be like, shit. I literally am not getting married now because I am so dumb and decided to get so drunk that I hooked up with a bunch of guys at my bachelorette party. Like, I mean, it's kind of crazy because like I do think that there are a lot of cases where, people get really drunk and they do stuff that they wouldn't do sober. But it's really crazy to me because it's like it's crazy what alcohol can do to you, honestly. Like it's genuinely so crazy how different you can be on alcohol. Like you're just like your arch nemesis sometimes. I definitely have been my arch nemesis sometimes. Like in college when I got too drunk and I'm just like the next day I'm just so embarrassed by my actions. I'm like, girl, why? Like, please, I did that to myself. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe drunk you didn't know better. But obviously, like, you're under the influence of alcohol. So really anything can happen, but it's crazy. Okay, let's read some comments. Someone responded to him saying that all these people are saying to get with her best friend, and then fiance contacted him again saying that he can monitor all of her accounts, and he was like, I'm not an effing jail guard, and they said it's so bizarre when cheaters do this. I effed someone else. Now to keep the life, I want you to have to do more work keeping an eye on me. No, F you. Why would I want to do this? Yeah, exactly. Especially before you're getting married. Like, that's not a great way to start off a marriage. I'm pretty sure I'd rather just end our marriage now rather than have to enter a marriage in the grieving stage, like in the anger stage of grief, you know? Like, I'd be so pissed off and I wouldn't even be able to, it would just be so tainted. Like, that marriage, the everything would be so tainted, and it's just not worth it to do that. If anything, that's like a great sign, and honestly, you're so blessed that it happened before you got married so that you can see this person's true colors and be like, bye, we're done. Someone said, I guess in her eyes, this would prove to him that she's not cheating in the future. The thing is, though, a relationship is about trust. When you aren't cheating because someone is monitoring you, it doesn't mean anything. What is actually valuable is a person who won't cheat regardless of being presented with an opportunity. You shouldn't betray your partner regardless of how badly you may want to, not just because you aren't able to get away with it without consequences. You could compare it to a friend. If I left my wallet on the table, I would want a friend who would never even consider taking any money out of it. If you steal from my wallet as soon as my back is turned, then me not leaving my wallet alone with my friend is not going to fix our relationship and make it go back to the way it was, because I now know forever that my friend would steal from me if they could. That's literally so tea. That's what, like, I feel like as I've gotten older, that's kind of become something that's super apparent to me, where I'll be like in my past relationships, I feel like I'd be like, no, you can't go here, no, you can't do this, and no, you can't talk to this person because what if you cheat on me? What if you cheat on me? Like, you shouldn't have to control what they do in order for them to not cheat on you. Like, they should be able to do whatever and make the decisions that they're going to make. And then you can see what those decisions and those actions are. And then, obviously, if it's something that is disrespectful towards you, why would you want to prevent that if that's the type of person that they are? Like, if anything, that's, you're just doing so much more work than you really should be, and they're gonna do it anyways at some point. You're just making it like longer and you're holding it off for a little bit longer, when in reality, if this is the person that they are, if, like, say, like, I personally wouldn't want my boyfriend to go to a strip club. If I was like, you're not allowed to go to strip clubs, then I feel like that would just defeat the purpose, because you know where I stand. So if you go to a strip club, that's disrespectful to me. And then I can observe that you are purposely going to a strip club knowing that I wouldn't want you to go to a strip club. Whereas, like, if I just don't say anything and, it's just like something that you just don't do out of respect for your girlfriend, then that shows me more about that person than if I were to be like, you can't do this, you can't do this, you're not allowed to do this. You're just shaping them into a person that they aren't in that way. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. Okay, we're going to move on to the next story, but the next story is titled My 24 male girlfriend, 24 female, basically cheated on me with my best friend, 25 male, of 11 years. I need your help, folks. I'm not in the greatest mindset and I don't really have anybody to talk to, so I'm turning to you guys here. Also, throwaway because they both browse Reddit. So, I've been dating this girl for about 2 years now. We'll call her X. We also work together. My best friend, who we'll call Z, everything was going pretty well up until a few weeks ago. They would get off work at the same time and go to another bar with mutuals to have a couple drinks, which would then lead to them hanging out at his house without me. I work mornings, they work nights, so I can't really stay out too late. I trusted him with my heart that nothing would happen. So, of course, I was cool with it. A couple of weeks go by, and X revealed to me that she had feelings for him, but promised me nothing happened between them and that she will work on herself and us. Heartbroken and confused, I brushed it off as a hit to the relationship, but I wanted to push onward and let her redeem herself. Fast forward to a couple of days ago, Z tells me that they had both went out a couple of times a week to the bar, and X had slept over on the couch a few times, and she had been trying to make a move on my best friend. Of course, I trusted his word over hers, as I have known him for almost half of my life, and we've been through a lot. So today at work, one of our mutuals, who is pretty close to Z, revealed to me that Z and X had also traded nudes and cuddled on the couch. Z had told him out of guilt one day when he was almost blackout drunk. I approached X as I'm getting ready to leave while she's getting ready to go as well, that I can't trust her anymore, and left before I said anything that I would regret. Dumbfounded and heartbroken yet again, as neither X or Z had told me the truth, and I had to find out from a mutual friend what really went down. I'm left with no trust, left with my best friend and my potential ex, and I don't know where to start. She's blowing up my phone and keeps insisting that she loves me, and avidly shifts blame between her being drunk and her being stupid, and I keep ignoring it. I don't want to talk to her on or anything. I want to talk to Z, but I don't even know if I can talk to him, let alone look him in the eyes. The two people I'm supposed to trust the most in my life right now, and they single-handedly destroyed that in a fraction of the time I've spent building it. I'm incredibly lost right now, and I don't even know where to start. Update, this blew the hell up, and I'll try to get back to everybody, but I just want you guys to know how much this means to me. Reddit has once again prevailed as an amazing community, and I really, really want to thank you individually. Advice I was not able to obtain at the moment has been provided by you guys. Your kind words of encouragement and support mean more to me than 1,000 hugs from anybody I know in person. I appreciate the F out of that. If I was more rich, I would buy everybody around just for taking a few moments out of your life. Edit, update as of June 2020. Sorry, this story's really old, but whatever. Yeah, now that I've taken the time to heal from the situation, F them. Haven't spoken to my ex-best friend in 3 months, and I dragged out the relationship with the ex-GF for about an extra month so I could take the living effing advantage out of her before I ended it. Fast forward to today, been single for about 2 months now, and life couldn't be any awesomely better. I love each and every one of you guys. So thankful that he ended it, because that was going to be the first thing that I was going to say is end it with both your best friend and your girlfriend, and that's not a hard decision to make. Like, sometimes, obviously, these are like, well, you could work through it or you could end it, but like this one's obvious because, yeah, this, like, someone does you that bad, there's no making up. There's no making up on either end. And also, the two people that are supposed to be the closest to you, that are supposed to have the most loyalty to you, are doing that with each other. What more can you get? Like, there's no benefit to those relationships anymore. There's really nothing that could benefit you. If anything, they're just going to hurt you even more, because God knows they're probably going to do something else very hurtful to you, whether that's keep on hooking up or having an affair or something completely different. But Lord knows these people are not going to be good friends slash good girlfriend to you, because they've proved that. And honestly, they deserve each other. They should go be with each other and then go cheat on each other with other people. Okay. So, some of the comments. Just end it, dude. Walk away. Meet new people and make new friends. That was incredibly disrespectful. Clean break. Tell them exactly what you want to say, even if it's harsh, and don't look back. I totally agree, but the fact that they all work together makes that a bit more complicated. At least OP may view it that way. But the truth is that doesn't matter, OP. You work opposite shifts from them, and though you may run in the same circles, and though you may have to see them and act professionally towards them from time to time, they don't need to be in your life anymore outside of that. It might be painful, and it might eventually necessitate you to remove yourself from the situation. But these are not the actions of people who care about you, and you clearly care about them. You deserve better than this, and you can find it. It's out there. See, so I feel like for this one, it is like worst best friend. I think for the first one, it's like the title doesn't really apply, because honestly, that best friend is a bad best friend to the girl, but like morally a good person in general, because I feel like if you witness that happening, although like I don't really think I would go out of my way to record my best friend and then send it to her current partner before they get married, I would be convincing my best friend to tell her soon to be husband, like, you need to tell him and you guys shouldn't be getting married. And then if she didn't, like, then I would tell him, because that's just a dumpster fire waiting to happen, obviously. But do you know what I mean? Like, because obviously I told you guys the theme of the episode is like worst best friends ever. But honestly, that first best friend was a good best friend, but not a good best friend to the friend, a good best friend to the fiance, which I feel like means a little bit more because she's going against her best friend to make sure that someone else doesn't get hurt, which I'm sure she's like, I don't know, she could or couldn't be close with the fiance or her best friend's fiance, but I feel like that just means more because to show that you're going against the grain to like make sure someone knows this terrible thing that happened to them and prevent them from making the worst decision of their lives by getting married to this person who clearly doesn't give a shit about them. But anyways, let's move on to the next story. Okay. The title is My Best Friend, 26 Female, Slept with My Cheating Ex, 28 Male, and Tried to Hide It. I feel like I'm in some kind of sick joke. I don't even know how to process this. The two people I trusted the most completely betrayed me, and one of them is standing here acting like I should be happy for her. Let me back up. My ex and I broke up a year ago after I found out he had been cheating on me for months, and not just with one girl. He had a whole rotation. When I finally dumped his lying ass, I was shattered, but at least I had my best friend, Emily, fake name. She was furious at him, called him a narcissistic asshole, swore she'd never even look in his direction again. She was the one who told me I deserved so much better. Fast forward to last week. Emily started acting off, distant, canceling plans, taking forever to text back, and when she did, she was dry. I figured maybe she was stressed or dating someone new, but something in my gut told me that she was hiding something. And then a mutual friend casually mentioned seeing her at a bar with my ex, just the two of them. My stomach dropped. I texted Emily immediately. Were you with ex's name the other night? It took her hours to reply, and then she hit me with, yeah, I ran into him. It was totally random. We just caught up for a second. Bullshit. At this point, I knew something was up, so I decided to do some digging. And that's when I found out the real story, and not from Emily, but from someone else. Apparently, she had been seeing him for weeks. It wasn't some random run-in. She had been sneaking around, sleeping with the same guy who destroyed me, while pretending to be my best friend. I was shaking with rage when I confronted her. I didn't even give her time to weasel her way out of it. I just looked her in the eye and said, "How long have you been effing my ex?" Her face went pale. At first, she tried to fake innocence and said, "What are you talking about?" So I told her everything I knew. She opened and closed her mouth like a fish. Then she finally sighed and said, "I was going to tell you." "Oh, you were going to tell me? Like when? After the honeymoon phase? After you got engaged? Or maybe when you needed a bridesmaid?" And then she hit me with, "I know this is going to sound crazy, but he's really changed." I almost laughed. Changed? The same guy who lied to my face every day for months? The same guy who swore he was faithful while texting other girls in my bed? That guy has changed? I asked her if she actually gave a damn about me, about how she held me while I cried over him, about how she ranted about how disgusting he was, how she swore she'd never forgive him either. And you know what she said? "I do, but people make mistakes." At that point, I couldn't even look at her. I walked out, and now she's blowing up my phone, apologizing, saying she never meant to hurt me, that she didn't plan for this to happen, that love is complicated. No, lust is complicated. Betrayal is complicated. This is just disgusting. I don't think I can ever look at her the same way again, but we've been friends since we were in preschool. This hurts so much, I don't know how I can go on, or if I can even forgive her. How do I get the picture of them out of my mind? Disgusting. I can't even imagine my best friend doing this to me. That is just so crazy to me. Also, there's 8 billion people in the world, and why are you choosing to date your best friend's ex who cheated on her? Period. Ex. Like, why would you even date your best friend's ex? Period. Even if he didn't cheat on her, even if they ended on fine terms and they were like they were mutually broken up, why do you need to date the ex of your best friend? I would personally never even date someone that my ex has talked to or been like in the talking phase with. I just simply don't want to do that. Like, I just simply would rather find someone else that hasn't talked to my ex. I mean, I just don't really understand how that comes into play, to be honest, because the way that, like, I look at someone completely different if they've talked to my best friend. Like, not obviously not in a bad way or anything, but, like, that person is just so off limits to me that it's not even an option in my brain. Like, never once would that even become an option in my brain. You know what I mean? Like, maybe if I was, like, acquaintances with someone and, like, it was their ex. But even then, like, I feel like I would feel weird even being friendly with someone and dating their ex, especially if they were a cheater. Like, that just makes it even worse because I don't want to date someone that's a cheater. I don't want to date someone that's cheated on someone. Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't necessarily believe in once a cheater, always a cheater. I do believe that is the case for some people, but I don't think that every person is always going to be a cheater just because they cheated once. But, like, I do think that if you've cheated multiple times in your life, then you most likely are going to keep cheating. But if, like, it was a mistake that you made once, I don't think that makes you, like, the villain forever. I do think, like, you can change after that, but I still probably would be very hesitant to date someone that's a cheater in general, let alone my best friend's ex. Like, that hurt her. Like, my best friend is like my sister. I feel like no matter what happens between us, like, we're always going to be best friends. We're going to be best friends till the day we die because we have to be. Like, not seriously, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like with my sister, we're going to be sisters forever because we have to be, obviously, because we're always going to be sisters and related by blood. And that's how I feel with my best friend. Like, I feel the same way about my sister as I do about my best friend. I'm like, we are going to be best friends because we have to be. Like, there's no other choice. Not to say that anything's happened between us, because obviously, like, in high school and middle school, we've gotten in, like, little fights and tiffs and stuff like that. But it's, like, a friendship that I will literally never let go of, like, no matter what. Unless this is what happened. Like, unless she fucked my ex. Like, yeah, then that would be absolutely out of the question. But okay, let's read some of the comments. Obviously, she isn't your friend, but he'll cheat on her, so she'll lose both of you, and that's karma. Just make sure to get the word out so she can't spread a false narrative. OP said, some of my friends think I'm being too harsh and controlling who she dates when I tried venting to them and think that I shouldn't end the friendship over this. Well, then you need to get new friends. Genuinely, like, get new friends. I don't understand how people like this exist. I don't understand. Obviously, they like your other friend more than you, which is sad to say, but, like, these friends are not your friends. These friends are not good people, because if they're truly friends with someone, they're not going to say that to someone. They're not going to, they're going to be like, yeah, that was wrong. And even if they, like, obviously, if they want to continue being friends with her, whatever, that's one thing. But to say that you're being too harsh and you're controlling who she's dating is so crazy, because if you have 1 ounce of empathy, you're going to be like, yeah, if she did that to me, I'd be livid. Obviously, anyone would. Why wouldn't you be? I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, absolutely not. We're never going to be friends again. Like, so yeah, I'm going to look at that situation and be like, apply the way that I would feel to that situation. I feel like that's just normal. People need to do that more. People need to think about that more often. Like, how would you feel if that happened to you? Because I'm sure you wouldn't want to be friends with that person anymore. Like, I'm almost positive that you wouldn't. OP said, oh wait, no, I already read that. Someone said, those friends are wrong, and I'd watch them carefully for the same type of behavior. And then someone said, I agree. That's the type of response that reminds me of a cheater who tells OP that they, the OP, are throwing away a 5-year relationship if there's a breakup. Time to clean house. They may have effed him too. It sounds as if she's already changed the narrative. We just fell in love. She couldn't have fallen in love if she hadn't been open to talking with him. And then someone responded to the we just fell in love comment and said, people say that shit so they can try and convince themselves that they have plausible deniability. The ugly truth is simple, as most truths are. Love is a choice. That's it. You choose to meet up, you choose to cuddle, you choose to make inside jokes, you choose to brush your teeth together, you choose to move a girl's hair behind her ear as you gaze into her eyes. It's all choice. And anyone that says otherwise is either naive or they're lying to themselves. Full stop, period, the end. I felt so cringe saying that. You choose You choose to move a girl's hair behind her ear as you gaze into their eyes. That's so funny to me. I don't know why that sentence is just hilarious to me. Okay, that's the end of the story time segment. We're going to move on to the advice segment. And if you ever want unprofessional advice from me, the form is below. Leave as much detail as possible. It's presented like completely anonymous. I'm obviously not going to share anything. I do collect emails on here, so it will show your email to me, but obviously I'm not going to share that with anyone other than my own eyes. So don't worry about that, and please give as much detail as possible because it's always very helpful getting the most detail as possible. Okay, this advice question says, my friend, female 23, let's call her Anna, and I originally started off as roommates. We spent a lot of time together and confided in each other, and were there for each other when rough times came along. After 1.5 years of living together, she got pregnant at the same time as I got engaged, and we moved out of our shared off-campus apartment. We we still stayed very close, and I visited her often. I chose her to be my maid of honor, and she was elated. She called me one of her closest friends. I always noticed that she was more of a quiet pessimist, whereas I am an optimist. I attributed it to one thing after another: bad mental health, boy troubles, pregnancy, family dynamics. It was always something, but her negativity never bothered me, and I tried to uplift both of us when I could. My feelings toward our dynamic all came to a boil this semester, however, due to some mental and physical health issues. I've been at the lowest place that she's seen me in. We happen to be taking the same course, biochemistry. If you know this class, it's notoriously hellish. I'm a biology senior. She's a chemistry senior. For context, I'm an A B student. She's a B C student. Due to some personal health issues, I wasn't able to make it to the first 3 weeks of lectures. I never asked for a drop of help or support from her, which would be nice given that I would do the same for her, but I know better than to expect that. However, she took it upon herself to repeatedly, jokingly shame me, going as far as to tell me I'm definitely going to fail. I explained to her multiple times that this is not an issue of wanting, but she never let up. It almost seemed like she thrived off the idea that I might not succeed in this class. Fast forward to today. Fast forward to today, we got our scores for the first exam back. I got the first 50% I have ever received in my life, and turns out, after all that shaming, she received a 60%. All of a sudden, her playfully mean demeanor changed. I offered her a spot in my study group where we received free tutoring from a very knowledgeable volunteer. She ignored my text. I told her we would do better next time. She did not like hearing that and ignored that text as well. I found out that my friend Bella got an 85% and told Anna that I'll pass on Bella's study tips. She snapped at me and told me she didn't want to hear about Bella's amazing grades. That's when it all hit me. For the past 2.5 years of friendship, not once has she been as enthusiastic as she was when I was failing miserably at catching up. Every time I tell her about happy things or try to be positive, I get little to no response. Just like with test scores. If I tell her something sad about myself, she responds immediately and, dare I say, excitedly. Our friendship has been revolving around negativity this whole time, and even when I'm in a bad place, does she offer me words of encouragement? Support? Not really. Acknowledgement at best. I think she just enjoys hearing about it. I am so tired of feeling unsupported by her and feeling like I need to constantly be sad to make her feel better. But I'm afraid to end the friendship. I love her son, and in addition, I just lost another bridesmaid due to something similar. Story for another time. I'm afraid that by my wedding in October, I won't have anyone standing by me at the altar left. Also, if I could talk to her about this, I would. We've never had an argument that ended in an apology from her. I always somehow end up apologizing and feeling insane. Also, I submitted a question before about this same friend. She is the one who is very erratic in her behavior. You gave very good advice, and I chose to do what you said and butt out. It helps me relax, but I feel this is a whole other problem I'm noticing entirely. So, Jamie and listeners, am I the insane one? Might this be just how she is? If this is as bad as I think, how do I get the guts to end the friendship and become friendless once again? Honestly, I feel like as sad as it is to say, some girls are just genuinely very, and I think it comes with like, I don't know. I'm not to say every girl is like this, obviously, because there are like amazing friends that don't feel this way, but I do think that there are some girls who are extremely competitive and they don't like to see other people succeed, even if that person is someone that they care about in life. And also, people like, this girl seems very self-centered, like she only cares about when things are going well for her, and she's probably been, most likely she has resentment towards you because you have always gotten better grades than her, and she's probably just built up this resentment for you that finally when you were failing, like she finally was like, oh my god, thank god now, like, because obviously that brings out some type of insecurity in you, like when you see someone like, just not so, I'm not I'm not trying to bash her or anything, but like when you see someone like super way smarter than you and getting way better grades than you, even though like, because I was that person, like I was the person that was getting shitty grades and I would study so hard. And like when I would see my friend, she's like barely studying and getting like a decent grade. Not to say that she got like A's or anything, but I would get like an F after studying for weeks. And then she would study for like a couple days and get like a C or a B. And I'd be like, am I okay? Like, genuinely, I'm obviously stupid. And yeah, a lot of insecurity would come out. Not to say that I would be like, haha, you're failing if she ever failed. It was more something that I like looked at myself and was like ashamed in myself about. And it seems like she's the way that she's expressing like her shame in herself is just like outward towards you because she sees that you're doing better than her and it's just making her feel like inferior to you. But probably, I mean, it doesn't really seem like it seems like the friendship might be ending naturally. I'm I feel like from what I can hear and what I see, it doesn't really seem like she is really keeping up the friendship. So I feel like if you naturally let it fall out, unless you're not comfortable with that, unless you want closure in the friendship and you'd rather like tell her, obviously you can go about it in a nice way, like, hey, I just don't think that this friendship is right for me anymore. And yeah, that's gonna suck because you as you said, like you don't want to have everyone be gone and no one's left to stand by you at the altar, but in the same breath, like you don't want shitty friends who prey on your downfall to be standing by you at the altar either. You know what I mean? Because like if these people are like if this kind of person is wishing that you would trip and fall walking down the aisle at your own wedding, which sounds like the type of person that she is, you don't want her at your wedding or in your wedding. Like maybe at your wedding, but it seems like you don't really want to be friends with her at all. So I would suggest just letting the friendship fall out naturally, but since she's your bridesmaid, you might have to actually say something now that I'm thinking about it. Because obviously you can't just like let it fall out naturally. So most likely I would just say like I would just go about it in the nicest way possible. Like, hey, I just don't feel like this friendship is serving me anymore. And I haven't really loved the way that you have been treating me. And I'm going to, I don't know how to say that, like in the nicest way possible, revoke the invitation to be my bridesmaid and take some space from our friendship. But I wish you the best and like end it there. There doesn't need to be a long conversation. There doesn't need to be. And it seems like, if anything, because I remember this submission previously, the one that you said about your erratic friend who is this same friend. And it seems like this is the best case scenario that you would end up not being friends with this person anymore because I don't think that this friendship is mutually beneficial to you. If anything, it causes you stress. It causes you everything but what a relationship is supposed to cause you, which is like joy and support and happiness. And this one is just bringing you down, stressing you out, preying on your downfall. Like there's so many bad things about this friendship that I just don't think that fighting for it is really the right thing to do. So I would just like say, like I said previously, like as nice as possible, try to end the friendship in an amicable way that is straight to the point, but also like wishing her the best because obviously you don't want to have any bad blood or malicious like intent behind the talk or message, whichever you decide to do. But yeah, I do think that it is as bad as you think, though. Like, I do think that she's just not a good friend, and hopefully will grow, and maybe you guys can come back together in the future. But as for now, I don't think that this friendship is beneficial to you. And if anything, it's the opposite. So I'm sorry, and I wish you the best in figuring this situation out. Let me know if there's any updates because I would love to hear what happens. But just remember you don't want shitty people standing by your side. Like I know it could be hard to have no one standing by your side, but you obviously have people that love you. Like you have people coming to your wedding. You are marrying someone who obviously loves you and cares for you and supports you. And you can make new friends and it'll be okay. I promise. But anyways, that's the advice question for the day. So again, if you ever want advice from me, just submit it in the form below. And I love you guys so much. And I love hearing about, well, I don't love hearing about those stories. Like, I don't love that. But I do like to be able to help you guys as much as I can. And hopefully some of you find my advice helpful. And yeah. But anyways, I have been so tired lately, guys. It's probably because I'm PMSing for sure. Keep on looking up on Google. I'm like, is it normal to be like this during PMSing? When I don't know why I'm questioning that, as if I haven't been like this my whole life. I'm like, is it normal to crave more food? Is it normal to be super tired and exhausted and like want to take naps throughout the day? Because usually I don't feel the need to take naps during the day, but like before my period starts, like I'm the worst type of human being. I'm the worst version of myself. I'm starving 24/7. Like all I want to do is just like eat every single thing, and like I'm never full. And then I just want to nap because I'm so tired. Like my sleep is usually not that great during this time, and then once my period starts, I have like really bad cramps, and also am I'm not in like the best of moods when I'm on my period or even before my period. And it's so annoying because it's like I'll not know why. I'll be like, why am I annoyed right now? Like why am I just like not happy? Like it's not that I'm even annoyed or feeling negative emotions, but I'm just like bleh, and I hate that feeling so much, especially when like you don't know why, but then you're like, wait, I'm about to start my period, so that's why. But I just wish, like, I hate the fact that like mental illness, which I have, and like PMSing and stuff, like health things are like silent killers almost. Like I wish that I could see on a piece of paper, like, tell me how I'm going to feel today and tell me why I'm going to feel this way today. You know what I mean? I wish like I feel like that's what my ring is supposed to do, which I'm sure it does tell me, but I don't know. I feel like how accurate can a ring be? Like, I'm sure it is kind of accurate, but I wish that it would be like, this is why you're feeling this way today. And this is why you're feeling unhappy. Which actually my Flow app usually does when I'm like starting my period. It will be like, you might feel like this today, and this is why. But sometimes it's so not accurate that it's like, you're going to feel super horny today. And I'm like, girl, I haven't felt that in weeks. What are you talking about? You don't know me. You clearly don't know me as a person, because no, I'm not. It's so funny when it says that, though. It's like, you're going to feel super horny. And I'm like, please don't say that. I'm uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable by that. Like, don't tell me I'm going to feel horny today. Please, for the love of God. I will feel horny when I want to feel horny, okay? But yeah. Anyways, I'm sweating my literal ass off right now. Why are you looking over there? I hate when my cats look into the abyss as if there's like someone coming. Like, why are you looking? Are you looking at a ghost? Because I'm scared. Oh, they're just looking at Frank. Willow was looking at Frank. But I've been drinking my water out of this big ass water bottle that my boyfriend got me like a few years ago, and it was sitting in the closet for a while because I just stopped using it because I got my Hydro Flask, and then like I was hyperfixated over my Hydro Flask for a while. Now I'm hyperfixated over this big water bottle because I've been trying to drink a lot of water, and I feel like it's just so much easier when you already have like a big water bottle filled up that you can drink out of, because I get so lazy like filling up a water bottle multiple times throughout the day that it makes me drink less water because I'm like, I don't feel like filling this up again. Like, my other water bottle is like, what, 32 ounces? And I'm trying to drink like 90 ounces of water a day, which means I have to fill it up 3 times. Whereas this one is like 64 ounces. So I have to fill it up once, and then like twice, but I don't have to drink the whole thing the second time. I could just drink 1.5 of these and I'll be fine. Or even like 1.25 of these and I'll be fine. No, 1.25, I think. But yeah, so that's my TED Talk of the day. Let me know how you guys are doing this week. Let me know what you guys are up to. I want to know some updates on your guys' lives. And also, let me know what you thought about the stories that we talked about today. I don't know if we've done a best friends story before or a best friends theme before. Frankie has been yesterday he laid with me for the first time ever, like, well, not ever, but like he never lays with us. Like he's not a very cuddly cat, although he does love pets like this. Like you'll see him come up and like need pets and he'll never stop moving. But yesterday we took a little nap on the couch together and I was cherishing the time spent with him because he never ever ever like lays with me or cuddles with me. And I was just so happy. So I was like, I can't move until he moves. So I'm just going to take a nap right here. But like I feel like if you watch this podcast and you see him, you would think he's like the most cuddly, most loving cat ever. But really he just comes around when he wants to be pet and he wants to be fed, and then all the other times of his life he's by himself, sleeping in like a cave or playing with his sisters. So, right, buddy? Also, I need some recommendations on how do I get him to lose weight? Because at this point, he's gained a pound since last year. And, like, I don't feel like he has much room. Like, I don't think that he can gain another pound. Or, honestly, at this point, I feel like it's a little unhealthy. I was already wanting him to lose weight before when he was like 14.6 pounds last year. And we just weighed him recently and he's 15.6. And I'm like, it stresses me out because he is very much a biter. Like he bites you. Not in a like a mean way, but like, you know what I mean, like a love bite. He'll bite your feet and stuff when he's hungry, and then if you're not going to feed him, he's going to go bite at every cord in the house, which obviously I don't want him to bite at cords. Number 1, because you're ruining everything. Like he's ruining everything. The cords stop working. And number 2, I don't want my cat to get electrocuted. And number 3, like just stop. You don't need to be biting at the cords. So it's like you have to feed him. And not that I feed him every time this happens. Like usually I try to give him like a little bit of dry food. He has like this little puzzle feeder that he has to like open up the different little compartments to get the food out of, which distracts him for a while. And then like I feel like after he's done with that, which it's not a lot of food in there, he is like tired. So then he'll like chill out for a second. But, like, I don't want to give him food every time he starts doing this, obviously, because, like, first of all, I feel like that's rewarding him. And second of all, like, this is why he's gaining weight and I don't want him to gain weight. But I'm like, what do I do? Like, how do I make him lose weight? I feel like I need to get that, like, low calorie food, but I don't want Poppy eating that low calorie food because she's already skinny enough and she doesn't eat enough. Like, I don't know what's wrong with her. She doesn't like any of the treats that I have right now. There's, like, one specific treat that she likes, which I need to get again. She doesn't like the treats we have right now. She barely, like, will eat the food. She'll eat the food when it's, like, hours after the food has already been eaten by them. Like, she'll eat the tiny little crumbs at the end. And I'm like, girl. And then she'll eat, like, randomly some of the dry food. But I'm just like, I don't know what to do with you because she's too skinny and she needs to gain weight. And then this guy needs to lose weight. So it's like I need heavy, heavy food that will make Poppy gain weight. But then I need low calorie food that will make Frankie lose weight. So I'm in between. And also Willa isn't like fat, but she's definitely not skinny. So I feel like she could lose a pound. I feel like it would be a little healthier. So Willa and Frank, I feel like, are the ones that need to slim down a little bit. Just because like I really want them to be obviously as healthy as possible. But it's hard when this guy is just literally so starving constantly. And it's just like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And we give him a lot of wet food, so like, that usually satiates them for longer. And we've been giving him more lately, so that because it's less calories, and it will keep him fuller for longer. So it's like better for him to eat that than like more dry food. And he's still like crazy, right, buddy? I'm still crazy. And I want you to be healthy because I want you to live forever. Huh. Like, I need him to live. I need them all to live forever. If they don't live till 30, you won't see me in 30 years. Because the end of their lives is going to be the end of me as we know it. So, watch all the episodes you can while you can. Because in 30 years, when my cats are dead, God forbid, I'll be dead as well. All right, have a good day. Anyways, actually, though, love you. And I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.